there was a recent article that came out that talked about Twitch's ads. Now, if you guys don't know, Twitch's ads are currently under attack. A couple of companies ended up pulling out, such as AT&T, JP Morgan, Chase & Co., and Dunkin' Brands. And of course, I think we talked about this before, but Chevron is considering pulling out and ending all future support with Twitch. And one of the reasons why is because Twitch hosted a panel at TwitchCon, and a couple of the panelists who were on that panel ended up making a couple of remarks.
Where's the, you guys are missing a category for Zionist. That was a joke. That was just a joke in my
Stand-ums.
That cheering is cringe, man. Like it's nostalgic as well. It reminds me of nails on a chalkboard. But nonetheless, that particular word, Zionist, is, according to Twitch, banned. And one of the reasons why is because people found the word Zionist, at least the context that they were using it in, they found it offensive. Not only did they find the word Zionist offensive, but they also found the word Sabra offensive. Because if you guys don't know, Sabra is polysemic, which means that it has more than one meaning. And this panel used the word Sabra in terms of a dish, a low quality dish that a lot of Middle Eastern people don't relatively like. The other meaning of this word is a Jew born in Israel. And the reason why that's significant is because inadvertently they ended up dog whistling to groups that do not like Jews. And when you take a look at the bottom tier, you can see that there's all of these content creators. So inadvertently, they're signaling to people who don't like Jews that these people love Jews. Because if you read that tier, it reads all the way to the left, loves Sabra. And depending on what side you're on, it could either read loves this Middle Eastern low quality food or loves Jews. So when people saw that, they got offended. One of the loudest people who got offended was Ethan Klein himself. He even made a video talking about the situation.
Where's the, you guys are missing a category for Zionist. That was a joke. That was just a joke.
We're very proud of you, Denims, for bringing anti-Semitism right on stage, and you guys are killing it.
Now, if you don't know who Ethan Klein is, essentially he is the host of the H3 podcast. He's been a YouTuber for many years alongside with his wife, Hila Klein, who are both Jewish. Now, the reason why this is significant is because he's one of the catalysts as to why Twitch is losing advertisers, alongside with Dan Saltman and Destiny, but we'll get to them a little later in the video. Now, in that initial video, Ethan Klein mentions the advertisers that are advertising on that panel.
And may I point out here, Chevron, Capcom, and Samsung. Do you know that there is an Arab to Jew tier list happening in front of your sponsor? And you guys were so kind to sitting right in front of them. Chevron, Samsung, and Capcom.
Now, this is the initial point of when they started to go after Twitch's advertisers. Now, this is significant because if you read the articles, it doesn't mention anything about Ethan Klein and his contribution to it, because he definitely contributed to it. They only mention Dan Saltman and, of course, Destiny, which Dan, if you guys don't know, is Destiny's friend. He has his own podcast called the Bridges Podcast, and for some time now, about a month, he's been very vocal about Twitch's practices and what's been going on with Twitch. He has several videos on it.
I'm curious, what about the person who organized that event at TwitchCon? Is there any reprimand happening for that person?
And of course, these aren't the only contributions that Dan Saltman has made. He has made other contributions as well as his friend Destiny, who is a political streamer on YouTube. And the way Destiny has contributed is by calling out streamers in the Hassan sphere, such as Frogan, Denims, Mike from PA, and of course going after the #1 political streamer on Twitch, who goes by the name of Hassanabi or Hassan Piker. He has gone after him and alleged that he spreads a ton of anti-Semitic propaganda.
Is that a terrorism propaganda video? Is that allowed on Twitch? Well, what are you asking? You have to contextualize it. What do you mean, is it allowed on Twitch? That you need more information. Is it allowed to be shown by Hassan Piker on Twitch? Yes. The answer is always yes. Would it be allowed by any other member of Twitch? No.
So that's Destiny alleging that Twitch has favorites such as Hassan Piker, because in this video, there's a bit of, terrorist propaganda. However, they're not going to crack down on Hassan Piker because according to Destiny and Dan Saltman and other content creators, Hassan is a favorite over at Twitch. And believe it or not, they've been sharing this message for quite some time now, I believe for about a year now. And a lot of the people in the community, Twitch and YouTube community, have been getting on board and have been realizing that Twitch is playing favorites. But up until recently, when the whole adpocalypse occurred over at Twitch, people's livelihoods have been affected. Obviously, because Dan Saltman and I believe Asmongold as well, because he also has a part in it, they've been very vocal about this anti-Semitic situation over at Twitch. And because of that, Twitch streamers have been feeling the revenue drop. Now, there's another streamer by the name of Miskif that also streams on Twitch, and he casually gave his opinion on one of his streams. And before I get into the clip, I do want to go ahead and just address the fact that a lot of people think that he said what he said because he just wanted a clip to go viral, or he just wanted to say something edgy so then people could just kind of latch onto that because he's doing it for the views. Even if that is the case, there's still some truth to what he's saying. So let's go ahead and watch the clip.
Hassan and Asmon fucked over 10,000 streamers. Listen, this is not about me, and I love how people are like, oh, I'm glad streamers aren't making money. Streamers are millionaires. What about all the small streamers who barely are making enough money? What about all the streamers who are averaging 50, 100, 200, 300 viewers who just went full time on their dream job? What about all the employees that people hire for these streamers? They are now all losing their jobs. Because do these streamers deserve this? Absolutely not. I understand if people are like, oh, I fucking can't stand Miskif if he makes money. Sure, I understand. But you guys are not complaining about me. You know, you're complaining about the entire website.
Now, I think I've provided all the context that I really want to provide for you guys, because I want to go ahead and give you my take now, because I think that this is important. Now, it absolutely blows my mind that I'm sure it's other people as well, but 4 of the top either streamers or YouTube content creators are speaking out on this and have very little regards to all the other content creators that are paying the price for this. 10,000 other streamers that nobody knows, that barely broke into the industry because this is their dream job, all of a sudden have to pay the price. When you start to involve everybody's livelihoods and then you have like little regards for that, to me, I feel like that starts to cross the line. And by the way, this isn't just 5 or 10 companies that Dan Saltman is just targeting. According to this CNN article, he has reached out to over 100 advertisers. And to me, that's crazy because he has no regards to the people who are making a living on this. Now, I'm sure that this is probably going to evoke a thought like, you know, it's about time that they experience adversity, or it's about time that they get a real job. But the problem with that is that oftentimes people, they're unaware of what goes on behind the scenes. Oftentimes it takes content creators or anybody trying to start a business or something, it takes them many, many years to even get to the point where they're profiting from it. Take me, for instance. I've been in the pursuit of creating content for about 10 years now. I've tried many different things and I've failed almost every single one of them, except one, which is commentary. I finally found something that works for me and that I really like to do. And it took me many years to do that, but people don't see that. People don't see the struggle or the adversity or how many hours we put behind the scenes, because a video like this, it takes me about a day or two. I have to pace back and forth to understand what is it that I'm saying. And the reason why it matters is because maybe perhaps you want to voice your opinions one day and you probably want to get paid for that. You may not be inspired right now. You might have the mentality of like, I'd rather just stay at my job and just work a 9 to 5, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But maybe one day you will be inspired to speak your mind. With the added bonus of getting paid so you can build up your resources, I think that's a great deal. But for people like Dan Saltzman or Destiny or Ethan Klein, who they're already millionaires. I don't know about Dan Saltzman, but I know that Destiny's a millionaire, Ethan's a millionaire, Asmongold's also a millionaire. These guys already have it made, you know. But if they're targeting companies and advertisers, they're closing those opportunities for you. I think it's nice to know that even if you don't want to pursue anything in terms of like, you know, having a voice, the opportunity is always there for you. But if this continues, people like Dan and other people who think that they are doing the right thing by targeting advertisers, they close those opportunities for you. I think that it should be dealt with, for sure, anti-Semitism on Twitch, but not in this manner. I absolutely disagree, and because of that, I don't want to support this anymore. I don't support Dan. I don't support Destiny's mission to take down Hassan. This thing has gotten out of hand, and honestly, I don't want to support something where it just involves a bunch of people who have nothing to do with the situation. Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to just voice my opinion on that. That's really what I think about the situation. That's really all I have for you guys, and yeah, hopefully you guys learned something today.